Hey, this is Millan, and in today's video I want to share with you why I invested over $20,000 into Garyvee's VeeFriends NFT project. If you're new here, first of all, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, tap the notifications bell so you never miss a thing. I upload videos regularly where I talk about entrepreneurship, digital marketing, traffic, mindset, and today I'm going to talk about something that I don't usually talk about. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a comment, hit the like button as well, because the more likes you help me get, the more the YouTube algorithm is going to help me reach more people with my content. So, VeeFriends. VeeFriends is a project, an NFT project that Garyvee launched just a little over a month ago, on May 11th. And it's the first time I ever invest in NFTs. So, first of all, a little disclaimer, I am not a cryptocurrency expert, I am not an NFT expert, and I am not gonna advise you to invest into this or anything. I'm just gonna share my experience, why I did it, and if that helps you at all, then great. Otherwise, I hope you find this video very educational, and I just wanna share this because it's been an amazing journey the past month. And so hopefully this will give you some inspiration and some ideas for your own projects to build your own community, which is one of the main reasons why I'm doing this. So an NFT, I'm going to try to define it, but you will find a lot of resources on what that is, including a very interesting blog post from 1:37 p.m., which is a media company owned by Vaynerchuk, Garyvee's company. So NFT means non-fungible token. What that means, I'm going to try to give you a very simple example. Non-fungible means that it is something that is not the same as the next one. I know it's hard to explain, but for example, if you take $1 bill and then you take another dollar bill and I give it to you and then you give it back to me, it is the same dollar bill. Right? It doesn't matter. If you have one Bitcoin and I have one Bitcoin and I give you my one Bitcoin and then you give me your one Bitcoin, it doesn't really make a difference. My one Bitcoin isn't worth more than yours. My $1 isn't worth more than your $1. But when it comes to NFTs, and they are mostly being used for crypto art, right? At least that's Gary's project and a few other projects I've seen, such as CryptoPunks, one of the most successful and one of the first ones. One Picasso, it's not the same as another Picasso, right? So if you think about real life art, or if you collect sports cards, you will see that you can have the same player, let's say a LeBron card. And by the way, I'm not an expert in sports cards either, but you can have one LeBron card and then you can have another one and they might look the same, but they are numbered. So one is number 1 out of 100 and the other one is number 5 out of 100. So immediately they are not the same, even though they look the same. I hope this is a little clearer, and it does make a difference. You can have $2 bills where they have a different serial number, so you could say, well, my dollar bill has a different serial number from this other dollar bill. Yeah, but it's still a dollar. When it comes to collectibles, numbering matters and it changes the value. 1 out of 100 is not the same as 99 out of 100 or 100 out of 100 or 100 out of 1,000 and so on. Okay, so that's to explain in very broad terms. I'm gonna put a link in the description if you want to go read that article from 1:37 p.m., which really helped me get educated. And it only goes to show what a great job Garyvee himself did in educating his own audience before doing his drop or his launch. Most of us, and I include myself, like I had no idea what an NFT was until I noticed Gary talking about it at the beginning of 2021. Right? He started talking about, NFTs are going to be the wave of the future and a great way to build community and even, an investment and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, what is an NFT? So I started researching because he started talking about it. Then he started creating blog posts and videos and educating us. So finally, when I got it, he announced that he was launching his own project. And now I knew what it was. Now I already am familiar with crypto. I own Ethereum and I own, Ether, and I also own Bitcoin. Not a whole lot, but I do. And I've had those for a few years. I've been holding some of it. Now I'm going to tell you why I don't have that much left, and it's all Gary's fault. But crypto art, or the NFTs in this case, they live on the Ethereum network, which means every time you transact, you exchange, you buy an NFT, there is a backup transaction, so to speak, or a specific number to that transaction in the Ethereum network. And that's how you can prove that it is real. Because you could buy fake NFTs, and a lot of people create fake ones where they don't belong to the original artist, which is, very dangerous. So you have to do your due diligence before you invest. Now, if you go to this website called OpenSea.io and you search for VeeFriends, you will see that they have a little verified checkmark. Now, most collections don't have that, so you have to be careful. But when it's so notable, when it comes from somebody as Gary Vaynerchuk, they go the extra mile and they verified it. Why? Because there are already fakes. There are already people buying fakes. Now you might be wondering, but what does it matter? It's just a drawing. And yes, they're drawings, to be more specific. If you go to VeeFriends.com, this is the website where Gary launched the original project, the auctions. All happened on VeeFriends.com, and I was grateful and lucky enough to have been able to purchase my NFTs directly from there. Why was that lucky? Because I got to invest in them at what is called the floor price, which was the minimum price that you could pay. Now they're sold out on Gary's website. You can still go there and check them out, but they're sold out. So now the only way to get them is by going to OpenSea.io. And the prices over there have doubled, tripled, 10x'd, and further for some of the tokens. Now here's the really cool thing that Gary did, and why I was even more attracted to the project. He didn't just say, I'm gonna doodle, I'm gonna make all these doodles and drawings. It's actually 238, I think, or 244. I think it's 238 characters, right? And he created 3 different levels of tokens. You have the admission tokens, you have the access tokens, and then you have the gift tokens. Admission tokens are tokens that give you admission to a 3-year conference called VeeCon. When I saw that it wasn't just Gary doing these doodles and selling them for 3 Ether or 0.5 or 10 or 15, when I saw that there was something tangible behind it, that I'm not only investing in this cute drawing, right, where I'm paying thousands of dollars, I'm also getting a ticket to a 3-year conference where I will be entitled to attend, if I want to, for 3 years in a row, 2022, 23, and 24. So when I saw that, it made the investment a lot more logical in my head. Because before that I was struggling. Why are people paying tens of thousands, even millions of dollars for drawings, for digital drawings? Well, the same reason why somebody would pay millions of dollars for the Mona Lisa. Even though you can find lots of copies and really good copies of it and photos everywhere, owning the original Mona Lisa has value, right? And it allows you to, be pretentious or boast about it, right? Look, I own the Mona Lisa. Not that you can buy the Mona Lisa, but let's assume you could. So you're saying, I own a Gary Vaynerchuk original drawing, or digital drawing. You follow? I hope you're following me. So not only that, but now it's like, okay, I'm actually buying a ticket to a conference, so it's not that weird. It's not that crazy if I invest 2 or 3 Ethereum or Ether into this. That was my logical thinking at the beginning. I was not even looking at the investment side of it. I was like, okay, what am I getting in return? Now, a month later, my mindset has shifted. Why? Because now I'm seeing how people are flipping these crypto arts, these NFTs, the VeeFriends, on OpenSea, and I'm seeing how people are doubling, tripling, and even more their money. Why? Because now that's the only place where you can get them, the secondary market. You can no longer get them at the original prices that Gary said from the beginning, okay? So that is one of the reasons I did it, the VCon. Second thing, the access tokens. Access tokens give you access to Gary. So the first token I invested in was this one. It's called Offense-Oriented Orangutan. And it's got a white background because that's what is called a core token. So the least rare ones, okay? Right now they're still kind of rare because they're sold out. Then you have the rare tokens which have a brown background. Then you have the very rare with an orange background. And then you have the epic ones with the green background. And then you have the spectaculars. And spectaculars are the most rare because there's only one of each. You have gold, you have lava, you have diamond, you have bubblegum, and I think the last one is hologram. I hope I didn't miss any. I think there were 5 different spectacular levels, okay? So when I started this, I was like, okay, I'm gonna spend 2 ether, and I'm gonna get a ticket to VCon, and that's it. Then I started to learn and see how people were behaving, how people were buying 2, 3, 4, 5, tens of tokens, because they were seeing the opportunity for the future. And then when I saw that Gary isn't just doing this conference, he's building an intellectual property around these 200 plus characters. And he's thinking collaborations with brands, cartoons, merchandising, like you name it. Like the guy has a long-term plan for these characters. And if they become really big, people will want them not just for the VCon access, they will want them for their intrinsic value. Just as you would want the Mona Lisa. The Mona Lisa doesn't give you access to Leonardo da Vinci. Obviously, he's not here anymore. But even if he were alive, even if you buy a painting from somebody who is alive for millions of dollars, that doesn't give you access to anything other than, I own this painting. And then it started to click. Things started to really click in my mind. And I ended up buying 5 originally. Now I have 6. But I bought, and I was going to tell you about the access token. So I own one access token called the FaceTime Fox. And the FaceTime Fox, as the name says, allows you to FaceTime with Gary. In this case, particularly, you can get a 5-minute per year FaceTime call with him. And he has said he's gonna go longer than 5 minutes. I'm sure he'll give us 7, 8 minutes. I'm hoping for 10. And he's gonna allow us to turn those FaceTimes or video calls into content. So when I was able to rationalize this, first the conference, then, oh, now I get access to this conference and I get access to Gary, it made even more sense. So that was my second one. My third token was, that's when I started to rationalize it even more, or I tried. Hey, I would want to bring a friend. Hey, maybe I can rent it in the future and have somebody pay me to use one of my tokens to go to the conference. Why? Because the only way you can go to that conference is by owning a token. There's not going to be tickets for sale. It is only the 10,000 plus original tokens that Gary launched, and that's it. I forgot to mention that. It's a little over 10,200 plus tokens, and that's it. And many people hold several, okay? So you cannot buy tickets to this conference. And when he starts announcing the speakers and what the conference is going to be like, when people see the first one happening in 2022, people are going to want to be there. And guess what? The only way for them to be there is having a token or buying it from somebody who has one. So then I got my third. And this is the third one I got. It's called Who Was Born in 1997. And I got the one with the brown background. Then, and this is where it started getting really FOMO started to get the best of me. Then I realized that if I really wanted to see this as a long-term investment, I had to get one of the spectaculars, one of the very, very super rare ones where there's only one of each. There's only one character, right, with that particular trait, diamond, gold, you know what I said. So I went and I got one of those. I got a diamond pheasant, faithful pheasant. And also I should say, each character, most of them, have a trait that Gary values. For example, Faithful Facet, right? Offense-oriented orangutan, because he's a lot about being on the offense in business, okay? Then another one I got is called Perceptive Puma. Why? Because, well, he's very perceptive and he appreciates perception, right? And the other one I got was Noble Numbat. And this one I got it in green, the epic one. So I hope this sums up a little bit. I hope you got some education about what this is, why it's so powerful, and I hope it gave you some ideas as to how you could launch your own NFT project, but make it meaningful. Give people something tangible in return. Access to you, in this case, with the access tokens like the FaceTime Fox. And that's just one, by the way. He also created the the brunch bears, the lunch ladybugs, the dinner deers. But those were really, really out of my reach at the time. 10 Ether, 15 Ether, and then there were some for like 20 Ether. There are some tokens where you get to play basketball with him, where you get him as your mentor, where you get to shadow him for like a whole day, or even more than a day. I don't remember how long it was. But the point is, Gary was like, okay, what do people want from me the most? They want access. So I'm gonna give them access. But not just give them access in exchange of money, but in exchange of these tokens that can have a meaningful impact and they could represent a very, very, very big investment for some people in the future. And finally, we're the gift goats, the gift tokens. And these are pretty cool. I really regret not getting one when they were at 5 Ether. If you go on OpenSea right now and try to get a gift goat, it's gonna be like 20 Ether at least. Some people are selling them for even more. And this one consists of you getting gifts in the mail over the next 3 years from Gary himself. And we don't know what the gifts are gonna be, but they could be pretty cool. Like they're probably gonna be worth way more than the 5 Ether that some people paid. The reason I wanted to make this video, I hope you watched it this far. If you did, please let me know in the comments if you thought it was cool, if it was interesting to you, was to educate you on this, let you in on the fun, and tell you, again, this is not financial advice at all, but if you think this is interesting, and if you see what I saw and what I see right now, you will want to get on OpenSea right now and grab a token, whichever one you can grab. Just pay attention, make sure they are verified. They're from the verified collection, please, because there are scammers out there. And if you have any questions whatsoever, you can reach out to Gary's team on Twitter. You can go to @VeeFriends, that's the official Twitter account, or Instagram @VeeFriends as well. Or you can join the Discord. Gary created an official Discord channel, Discord server, which is an app that allows you to build a community around the topic or around, your brand, your personal brand or anything. So if you go to garyvee.com/discord, you can join the channel and be like, hey guys, I'm new. What do I need to know? Or hey, I saw Carolina's video and I want to learn more about this. You can also leave a comment here below my video. I'll be happy to answer your questions. I'm not a super expert in this, but I'm very excited to own these tokens right now. I see the opportunity. I see that I'm gonna get a return on my investment. I'm excited about attending VeeCon. I'm excited about my FaceTimes I'm gonna have with Gary, and I'm excited about the next 30 years because he has been telling us to be patient and to think long-term with this, and I'm doing my best to do that. It's not always easy, but I'm thinking as long-term as I can, and the future is bright. And I invested in this as well because I believe in Garyvee. I've been following him for a decade, and I know he's going to work his ass off to make this valuable for all of us. And trust me, in a year from now, you'll remember this video and you will wish you invested in one of these things. So anyway, do as you please, not financial advice. But if you've loved the video, leave me a comment, hit the like button, subscribe. Let me know if you bought a VeeFriend as well. Let me know if you're part of the community. I'd love to hear from you. I look forward to meeting a lot of you guys at VeeCon. And thank you for watching this video. Thank you for supporting me. And I'll see you in the next video.
Ha ha ha!